More particular directions, page number 250.
If a clergyman is wanted for any of the patient, his visit must be paid in the presence of the physician. And the same formalities must be gone through as when the latter makes his visit, namely, the passage must be well aired before the bed containing the patient is pushed through the trap door. The physician instructs him how near and in what manner he may approach the patient. By incautiously approaching the beds of such patients, I have frequently seen the most promising young clergymen infected and die. When a patient dies, he must be immediately pushed through on his bed into the passage and left there until the physician has convinced himself of the disease. The corpse is then to be covered with the straw and carried out on his bed into the courtyard or disease house, where he is to dead house, where he is to be put, along with the clothes in which he died, into a coffin well stuffed with straw. The corpse should be covered with straw, and if in the presence of the physician and clergyman, conveyed to the churchyard in silence. The grave should be 4 feet in depth. And the coffin should rest upon a layer of fagots and straw piled up on the top of it up to the level of the top of the grave. After the lapse of 3 years in this manner, the grave should either to be covered over with earth, or still better, the straw ignited and the miasmatic virus consumed along with the corpse, or at least dried till it is rendered innocuous. This is a precautionary measure that cannot be too forcibly recommended. When a patient recovers so as to be able to be restored to his friends, he should be taken into a clean room, the key of which should be kept by the physician alone, and there put into a bath and well washed over the body, all over the body, not excepting the hair, at first with clean warm water, and then sprinkled all over with vinegar, before being finally dried. He is then to put on the clean clothes which his friends have sent him, and all his old clothes without exception are to be burnt in the courtyard in the presence of the physician, and finally he is to be accompanied home by the physician and surgeon. Too much care cannot be taken to secure the destruction of such things, as the paltry love of gain of the nurses induces them to keep them for themselves, in spite of the danger to themselves and others of doing so. Whenever a patient has recovered or died, the wooden close stool he has used must be burnt in the open air, and the pot D chamber broken and the fragments thrown into the fire. After the epidemic ante recovery tarvata anna aithe vadiki, after the epidemic has been subdued, the male attendants should not be dismissed until they have whitewashed the whole of the interior walls of the house, not only the sick ward, but every other room, and the females not until they have thoroughly scrubbed all the floors and the woodwork and all the utensils. The sick ward should then be heated in the early morning as much as possible, at least up to 100 ream, and after this heat has been kept up for 2 hours, all the windows should be opened and kept so till night. అలాంటి మ్యాలిగ్నెంట్ ఫీవర్స్లో ఎంత ప్రికాషన్ తీసుకోవాలో. Before they quit the house, both male and female attendants should bathe themselves, each sex in separate apartments. And all their articles of clothing and the linen they have used during their residence in the hospital should be placed in an oven of about the temperature of a baker's oven. After the bread has been removed, about 120 rem, and kept there for at least a quarter of an hour, the vent hole being duly regulated at the time. The pestiferous miasmata which have become attached to clothes, linen, beds, etc. can, according to my observations, be expelled from such things and destroyed by no means more certainly than by a heat of upwards of 100 rem. The higher the temperature, the better, even should the articles suffer a little from its effect. The celebrated Cook expelled in this manner the morbific vapors that had become attached to the cabins of his ships and infected the walls. The efficacy of this measure is well known. The earliest physicians discovered the wholesome effect of fire and heat in destroying the plague virus, and their excellence is corroborated in our infectious epidemics by Howard, Lind, and Campbell. It is moreover remarkable that all the infection of typhus fever ceases when ships are under the line. After this is done, all the other linen or woolen articles which have been used by the patients, the straw mattresses, after taking out the straw, the towels, sheets, etc. should also be exposed for a fully an hour to the same heat in the oven, and thereafter the bedsteads, after they have been well scoured, should be put in the oven and left there till it cools. ఆ హీట్లో పెట్టి మళ్ళీ అది కూల్ అయ్యే వరకు దాంట్లోనే ఉంటుందన్నాడు. The straw out of the mattresses, the accumulated sweepings, rags, bandages, scrubbing cloths, brooms, and other articles of small value should be burnt in the courtyard in the doctor's presence. డాక్టర్స్ ప్రెజెన్స్ ఆయన ఎదురుకుండానే వీళ్ళు చేయాలి, ఎక్కడ ఎవడు నేను చేయడానికి వీలు లేకుండా. In his presence, the attendants should leave the house altogether, and the sentinels should be withdrawn. The house may be allowed to stand empty and reserved for similar purposes on a future occasion. One of the best deserving male attendants with his wife being allowed to live in it gratuitously as housekeeper. Their business would be to see that the building is kept in good repair in case it is required for another epidemic. A house of this description and so arranged might subsequently be used with the greatest advantage, with some slight modifications, in epidemics of smallpox, measles, dysentery, and other infectious maladies dangerous to the population, and might be the means of preserving many useful citizens to the state. There might be a few beds kept there permanently for the reception of all sick journeymen, beggars, and tampers from the inns and lodging houses, a fine being imposed for the concealment of such cases, whereby a source of epidemics of no small importance, but one that is frequently overlooked, might be effectually checked at its origin. ఎంత డీప్గా వెళ్ళాడు అసలు. This should be duly imposed upon the housekeeper in return of his free dwelling. వాడిని అక్కడ ఫ్రీగా ఉండమన్నారు కదా అంత మంచి ఇంట్లో, అంచేత వాడు చేయాల్సింది ఇది డ్యూటీ. but at the same time he should receive an adequate, not paltry, remuneration for each patient who recovers whenever he leaves the house. If the remuneration be not very small, he and his friends take good care to be ever on the watch for any such patients that may have slipped into the town, and he will do his utmost to obtain it as speedily as possible by the rapid recovery of the patient, to the great advantage of the state and of the patient. వాడి రెమ్యూనరేషన్ దగ్గర నుంచి